Hi, I'm Dr. Cass Spencer-Smith from Private Practice Ninja, and today I want to talk with you about how to start and grow your private practice email list. So this is a kind of lesson in starting a private practice email list, or if you have one, how to make it work best for you. Now, when I mean an email list, I mean a marketing email list. And before you recoil with horror at the idea of the word marketing, let me remind you that every day you're a salesperson in your own private practice. Don't quite believe me? Well, let's think about this. All day long, when we're conversing with patients, we're having to be a bit persuasive. Sometimes we have to get them to see something from our point of view. We may have to cajole them into doing something like engaging in their rehab or undergoing a potentially painful procedure. And you do this because you believe it's in the patient's best interests. And I bet you've got the great skills and bargaining skills that any salesperson would have. But in reality, in medicine, we call it caring for patients. When we're promoting our practice, we call it marketing. It's the same thing. So why do we need an email marketing list? Well, you may think that patients will remember you for the good work that you've done for them in the past. But the purpose of an email marketing list is to make sure they don't forget. In other words, that you're front and centre in their minds when they come back to you with another problem. Don't rely on the patient's memory to bring them back to you, because let's face it, sometimes just shiny object syndrome comes along and a patient sees, oh, there's another physio practice down the road. They're treating shoulder problems. I've got a shoulder problem. I'm going to go and see them. So by continuously keeping in touch with patients, it reminds them of the skills that you have, how you've served them best in the past, and things you can potentially do for them going forwards. Now you might be thinking, but Kath, I'm already marketing to people. I don't need an email list. I'm out there on social media. The trouble with social media platforms is you don't own them, and you only have to be taken off Facebook's list or Instagram's list to realise how shocking it is to suddenly see all your followers have disappeared and you've got no way of keeping in touch with them. So social media is great, but it should have the sole purpose of taking people to your website, getting people to sign up to your email list, and encouraging engagement. So don't rely on social media alone. Now more than ever in these times, you need to have a good email list. So how do you get people to sign up to your email list? Well, since the GDPR came along, we've become much more discerning about letting emails into our inbox, quite rightly so. So you need to have a compelling way to get people to sign up to your email list. So let's look at the common email sign up mistakes. Number 1, calling it a newsletter. Really? Nobody cares, sorry. Number 2, not having a lead magnet to collect sign-ups. So what's a lead magnet? Well, it's a sort of exchange of here's my lovely shiny thing in exchange for your email. The patient has to have a reason to hand over their email. So you need to make sure that every time you're asking for emails, that it's an exchange for something. So you need to put time and thought into creating a lead magnet. Number 3, using a boring lead magnet to capture sign-ups. Let's face it, 5 tips on how to keep healthy this winter is much less compelling than follow our free tips to be able to run a sub 4-hour marathon the first time you run one. Number 4, forgetting the people who signed up once they've signed up. It's a bit rude, isn't it? If you go, there you go, mate, here's your thing, thanks for the email, I'll see you in the future. They want to have a little bit of interaction with you. So it's important that you set up a sort of nurture sequence once people have signed up to your email list. And this looks like a series of pre-prepared emails that goes out in a scheduled manner so that the people know, love and trust you, and you've already got a relationship building. Number 5, not making the effort to segment your email list. So patients are different, they have different needs, different interests. And what you don't want to do is try and put all the patients in one big box together. And remember, people who may be signing up to your email list are also potential referrers. So you need a different set of emails for those sorts of people and a different set of emails for your patients. So the clever way to do this is to devise lead magnets that attract a particular kind of person. So it could be a patient who's a runner, and in your email machine, it will tag that patient so that when you're sending marketing materials to them, you can make it super specific and they'll know you're exactly speaking their language. And number 6, not connecting with your sign-ups. There's plenty of opportunity for forming a quick bond with people who sign up to your list the moment that they signed up to it. So in most email marketing systems, you can set it so an alert goes to your email system, your personal email, that pings you and says, oh, David Jones has just signed up. Why not use that opportunity to connect with them? Literally type out a personalized email, send it back to that person, or maybe connect with them via a little video if you find them on LinkedIn, or go one step further and wow them with a video using an app called Bonjoro. So which email marketing software should you use? Well, there are dozens of them around and you've probably heard of most of them. I suppose the two that are out there at the moment that might be most useful to you are, first of all, MailChimp, which I'm sure we've all heard of, and then ConvertKit. Now, most of these email machines will have a free version of the software, and it's usually limited by the number of people that sign up. Some of them are more adaptable than others. Now, MailChimp, I think, lets you sign up to about 2,000 people to your list before they start charging you. The problem with MailChimp, although it's great and it's got nice templates and it's easy to use, is that unfortunately it puts people together in long lists. So in other words, you're a runner and you run it and you live in the runners list. You're a runner with ankle problems, so we're going to develop a new list for runners with ankle problems, and you end up with lots of duplication in the list. My personal recommendation for you is something called ConvertKit, and it works the other way up. So it tags you. So you're a runner with an ankle problem and all these other bits and bobs that you might be attracted to. That makes it much easier to segment your list, and it makes it much easier when you're sending out emails to people. So if you want my personal favourite, it's ConvertKit. If not, go with MailChimp. I wouldn't particularly recommend any of the others, which tend to be a bit complicated and don't necessarily keep up with the time. So maybe take a choice between MailChimp or ConvertKit. And if you want help with setting up your email list or thinking ways to segment it or even introducing some templates in it, get in touch. I'm at CSS at Private Practice Ninja, and I'll see you next time.